In this video I'm going to talk about the future of web apps and PWAs. Some of the advantages of Chrome OS is actually because it is only web application based. There's no big software that you need to load on booting up a machine. So they're super quick, super lightweight, and they really utilise the power of the web. While Chrome OS at the moment is only available via Chromebooks and Chrome devices, the operating system itself is actually being developed and is open to beta at the moment. Something we've played around with here, and I think it's definitely the future of operating systems. A good example of how this is already working, there's a system called Station, I think it's getstation.com, and this operates in a similar way. So you actually have access to all of your web applications in one place. It creates a little dashboard similar to your normal desktop. You'll have icons down the side and you can flick through different web applications. It's a tab system, almost like a browser, but it's kind of merging the lines between current, the way we work at the moment with desktops and the way I think the future will go with application based operating systems. So where are we seeing this in practice already? The big one for me is Google Drive, Google Docs, all the suite of applications you can get through the web currently, and has been for the last few years. Obviously Office 365 now has the same implementation. In terms of the progressive web apps as well, you've got Twitter, you've got Instagram, Uber, Google Maps, all trying to push the progressive web apps and starting to look to replace their native apps that they've had to develop. Spotify is another one of the big guys that are looking to develop their web application. Their web player at the moment works really well. I think it's just that next level of pushing that to a progressive web app and allowing you to replace the native apps that are on your phones at the moment. I think it's a big statement that there's so many of these big brands and big software houses that are pushing progressive web apps and putting time and money into developing their own. I think that gives us a clear indication on where people want to go with this technology. So the current state of play in terms of experience using progressive web apps. On Android is very much part of the process now. You can access the progressive web apps through different app stores, through websites, through notifications and pop-ups, in the traditional way that people drive people to the app stores. The experience on Apple is still not there, but I know it's in the pipeline, and I know there's work going on over at Apple to update that and hopefully bring it in line with everybody else. I think when that happens, I think we're going to really see an uplift in progressive web apps. Directing people to your web application is definitely the barrier, and when you look at convincing non-techie people to go to a website to download something, it's going to be difficult. So once that becomes more mainstream and is integral to the app stores, I think we're going to definitely see an uprising in web applications. There has been some good news coming out of the Google Developer Summit. There's going to be some more support for Windows and Mac, desktop OS. There's going to be more access to local files on devices, and they're looking to try and get more access to fingerprints, facial recognition, all the bits and pieces that you kind of associate with native apps that currently aren't available for web applications. In the last part of this video series, we're going to talk about how to get the most out of your progressive web app, when you can start building that, and how to kind of get ahead of the curve.